Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to apply step by step an open work permit for Canada from out of Canada. So before I proceed further, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe right now because I regularly upload videos. And if you have any concern, any question, anything that comes in your mind, feel always absolutely free to ask. This is your own channel. Alright guys, so let's proceed. So guys, we know that for an open work permit there is certain criteria, certain conditions you must meet. So for the purpose of this video, let's assume there is a person whose name is John Smith. He is in India and his wife Elizabeth Smith, she is doing an NOC A level job in Canada, and that is why he is applying for this open work permit. Like his wife is on closed work permit and he is applying an open work permit to join her. Alright. So before I proceed, I would like to tell you that I am not an immigration consultant, and this video I am making based on my knowledge and research, but I claim no guarantee that whatever I show here is going to work for you. So if you are taking any portion out of this video for your application, you are doing it at your own risk because I won't be responsible for any outcome. So if you are taking anything out of it, do it at your own risk because whatever I am entering could be correct or could be wrong as well. This is just based on my research and I am not an immigration consultant. Alright guys, so let's proceed. So in front of you I have shown you this GCK account or MyCIS account, whatever you say. So when you log in it over there, if you don't know how to create this account, I am going to include the link in the description that you can follow. So you have an option, apply to come to Canada. Here you have visit, study or work permit. Now comes the questionnaire. So your final checklist is gonna be prepared based on this questionnaire. So make sure you answer it clearly and as per your case. Okay, just don't follow blindly what I'm gonna show you. Everything, whichever point you see question mark, like you are not sure, always click on question mark and find out what exactly it is. So what would you like to do in Canada? John is gonna work there. How long are you planning to stay? More than 6 months. Select the code that matches your passport. So John is an Indian citizen, so he's doing this. What is your current country or territory of residence? So John is from India, he is currently in India. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident? No. John's wife is a temporary work permit holder. What is your date of birth? So let's say John's age is 25, so I can make him 1996. June 1st. Are you lawful representative of permanent resident of USA, green card holder? No. I have a job offer and my employer gave me an offer of employment or LMIA number? No. He doesn't have any offer. Do you want to work in the following categories? Athlete, coaches, go through it. Is no. Will you be coming to under an active policy or special measure announced by IRCC? No. Are you a spouse, common law partner, dependent child of person who has or is applying for a work permit for a national occupation classification 0AB? Yes. For his spouse, let's say she is working under NOCA. Have you recently graduated from a participant? No, he has not done that. What is the marital status? He is married. What is the province of destination? Let's say he is going to Ontario. Open work permit outside Canada. Alright. Click on continue. What type of work permit you want to apply for? Now this choice is really important. A work permit for a spouse, common law partner or child of a skilled worker or international student. Okay, so NOCA is for skilled workers. Are you accompanying a family member that has status in Canada or has recently been approved to come to Canada? So here a lot of people ask question. So if you click on accompanying, what it says, accompanying means that this person intends to come to Canada at the same time as you. But here in this case, Elizabeth is already in Canada and status. So she has like work permit. So she has work permit, but like she's already there. So I'm gonna select no. Have you ever been committed, been arrested, or for being charged for any country? Let's say no. Have you had a medical exam performed by? Let's say no. He is applying for the first time. Have you lived in one of the designated country in past 6 months? You can go through this, and you can go through this link. I have already shown in some other videos. So I select yes, but whatever is applicable. Make sure you open the list and verify it yourself rather than what you see here. Based on your answer, you need to get a medical exam performed by an authorized doctor. You may continue with your application. We will contact you if you need a medical exam. Okay. Do you want to submit application for a family member? No. Elizabeth is already there. No, he is not appointing any representative. In the past 10 years, have you gone for biometrics? No. There are fees associated. Will you be paying fees? Yes, he will be paying the fee. Digital copy can you make? Yes, he can. Will you be paying your fee online? Yes. That's why he is applying online. Review all the answers. If any changes are required, go through it and click on continue. And then click on continue. Now the document checklist has been populated. So fee, everything has been populated over here. Now few people can tell you like okay, I'll go in details. Like we know that these things, mandatory section we have to submit, and then in this optional documents like client information and schedule 1, it's not mandatory, but I strongly suggest people to do. One thing that is really important here, like he is applying on behalf of his spouse who's in Canada, so he needs to provide that information. So like his spouse work permit, passport and other documents, although we don't see a slot over here, it's I would highly recommend upload under client information and also describe your case. That is a very good opportunity for you to explain your case, and it should make sense. Always review it. Alright, so we'll start with this form. Alright, so you see a unique client identifier. So because he's applying for the very first time, John does not have UCI, so we can leave it blank. It's not mandatory. He wants service in English. Full name Smith John. Have you used any other nickname? Let's say no. Sex, let's say the male. Date of birth, so we, if I'm not wrong, we selected June 1st during the questionnaire. Place of birth, let's say New Delhi. Country of India. Citizenship, India. Current country or territory, India. Status. Okay. Previous countries or territories, and during past 5 years, have you lived in any country or territory other than your country of citizenship of your current country or territory of residence for more than 6 months? So in this case it's no, so no. Country or territory we are applying, same, yes. Your current marital status, he is married. Okay, date, so when was he married? Good question. So in India, typical, legal requirement 21 years. So he's 1995. So if I give him 21 years, that will come 2016. So let me make him married at 2017. Okay, 2017 06 01. Okay, on his birth date. Provide the name of your current spouse. So family name Smith. Let's say John's wife's name is Elizabeth. Have you previously married? No, this is his first marriage. Native language, mother tongue. Let's say he's from India, so his native language is Hindi, for example. But there are many languages in India, as you know. Are able to communicate in English or French? Let's say English. Have you taken any test? No, he hasn't. Passport number. Typical passport number. India, in India you get it like 10 years, so I'm just giving 10. So then it will be 2028 1009. One extra has gone. Yes, perfect. National ID document. So when I filled my work permit for the first time, I selected yes and I entered my PAN card information. So I'm just writing the same format here. In PAN cards you have an issue date but there is no expiry date, so such things can happen, and also this varies by country to country, and I had explained it clearly in my client information letter, so it just went smoothly. Do you hold a green card? No. Contact information, okay. So let's say he's living at 1 New Delhi Street, Town, New Delhi, Country, India, Postal Code, District, Delhi, just sample price. Residential address same as mailing address, yes. Phone number, he is applying from India, so he has Indian numbers. India 10 digits, country code 9 plus 91, so I just write 91. Okay. He has another like residential number, 10 digits. Email address is very important, so I'm just writing some rubbish here, but you should not do that. You should use actual. Now this section is very important. Okay. What type of work permit you are applying for? See the options. Open work permit. Okay. So because if you don't have offer of employment and all, these fields are not mandatory, so you can skip this. Education, you have yes, and the moment you selected open here, this has gone. I mean LMIA number is gone. Education, so in India, let's say he has done engineering when he was 18, so if he was born in 1995, then 2013 to 2017, not bad. 2013 grade 6, let's say he has done bachelor's of IT, bachelor's of technology in IT, school New Delhi IT school from 2017 06, city New Delhi, country India. Okay. Employment, past 10 years including held on each government position. So let's say after his education he joined a company in New Delhi where he is still working, whatever is applicable in your case. It's like IT consultant, company name New Delhi IT company. When I had filled my form for the first time, I even provided this two also, although I was in this, that was my current job, and I explained that in the letter that I was still employed, but still I filled it up. So it's up to you. If you want to fill two, it's okay, otherwise you can skip as well. But because of my experience, I have of doing it, so I'm gonna do it. And I explained in the client information letter, so it's up to you. I would suggest, like, if you want to follow me, then do that. Okay. Background information, do it carefully and don't just go blindly what I'm doing. Fill as per your case. Within the past 2 years, have you ever had tuberculosis? No. Any physical mental disorder? No. Remain beyond the validity of your status in any country? No. Have you ever been refused a visa, permit, denied entry, or ordered to leave Canada and any other country? No. Have you previously applied? No. Have you committed crime offense? No. Did you serve in military militia? No. Have you ever been a member of a political party? No. Have you ever witnessed ill treatment? No. signature, yes. So here you can select the date. And for online application you don't need to sign physically. You can upload the document by saving the information, and then at the end you sign it before you submit the application, like electronic signature. But one thing is very important, click on validate, because it's going to make sure that you have gone through all the mandatory fields. Okay, validation is successful. But at the same time, this is just going to verify mandatory fields and formats that you have used, but not the information. So make sure everything is correct. You don't want any spelling mistake or something that you regret later. So make sure you do that, and then you can save it, and then you can upload it. So I'm back here. I'm going to click on upload file. I'm going to select and upload. Okay, this has been uploaded. Now I go back to my file checklist. So this is uploaded. Other documents are still pending. So against every slot you can see what is required. So for proof of medical exam, like there are two things you can do. Either you can go for request for medical exam form, where you can say, I'll show you, where this is the form where you can say yes, I want to complete a medical exam, and you can send it to them, and then they send you the instruction. On the other hand, what you can do, you can go for an upfront medical exam and attach that receipt that they give it to you over here. So both work whichever way, but if you know, if you have done your research and you know that you need it, you can go for this way. Rest is up to you. Alright, so I'm going to upload some random documents here. Let's go for this family information form first. Alright, so now we are going to fill this 5707E, where you are going to put the information. So it says that write all names in English and your native language. So how I would suggest this needs to be done based on my experience, like how I did it. First I filled everything in English. Okay, then I printed and signed. You can pick up dates also. Then I just removed the names. Other things I left and I again printed. This time after printing I wrote the names in my native language Hindi, and then I scanned it. I combined both the files together and uploaded as one, and it was successful. And one more thing, like section B where it's children. So if you, okay, I'll describe in a sequence so that you don't lose it. Applicant name, so this is John Smith. John Smith. He is married physically present, country of birth, he is from India, present occupation, IT consultant, whatever is applicable, date of birth, let's say, okay, present address, so 1 New Delhi Street, New Delhi, India. And the pin code. A sample, guys. Next is spouse, common law partner. So she was married physically present. Let's say it's Elizabeth Smith, country of birth India. So will you accompany to Canada? I select no because she is already there. So, and like even in my spouse case, when I was filling this up for a different application, I selected that no, because I was here in Canada, and we explained that in the client information letter, and it was successful. Okay, let's say she was born in 1997, 06/10. Let's say she is also IT consultant and she is in Canada, so let's say 10 Toronto Street, Toronto, Ontario. Sample, guys. Mother, let's say his mother's name is Clara Smith. She was also married, legally present. She was also born in India, and he was born in 1996. So let's say his mother was born in 1970. Yeah. 08/10. Let's say she lives at the same address. She is a teacher. No. father married, let's say his father name is Peter Smith, and he was born in 1968, 65, 68, yeah. Oh, country of birth, where it should be India. Here I am gonna put the date of birth, yes, 1968, 07, 10, okay. And let's say he is what should I make him? Let me make him teacher as well. Sample case, guys. He's not a component. Date you can select. You will sign. You will not sign here if no spouse common reference. Read and sign below. But here spouse is there, so no need to sign here. So in that case, no need to put the date as well. When there is no signature, why to put a date? Okay, but my point was like you can show the date. So if in your case, if you don't have a spouse, you can do that. Children. So if you have children, provide the similar information. If not, after printout, just write NA, not applicable. The reason I'm telling you NA is because of this guide. You can see this guide about temp resident visa. So this has this section about 5707. In section B, if a section does not apply to you, write and not applicable or NA. So in our case, this section does not apply children. So what he needs to do, if no children listed, read and sign below. Select the date here. Signature anyway he has to do, but after you print, write NA as well here in this. Section C, all have to sign it. I mean applicant. When I say all means applicant, in any case, if you have children or not, if you have spouse or not, this has to be signed. Alright, so I already explained you guys how I did in different language. Alright, so let's go back to the checklist. So here I am going to upload just a sample file. Passport, you can click here and you can see what pages you need to upload. Similarly, photo specification. So make sure it is according to that. And request for medical exam also I have shown you. Now this schedule 1, I am going to include a link in the description. You can follow that. For client information, as I said, like it's not mandatory, but I strongly recommend. And moreover, in this case, where you are applying on behalf of your partner, so it's important that you upload her documents over here, like her work permit, her passport, your proof of relationship, marriage certificate, all these things, and you can explain that in the letter, so that when the officer reviews it, they come to know, yeah, this is the case that is required, and based on that they can proceed further. So that's how simple it is, guys. So I hope you like this video. Make sure you give it a like, comment, and if you have any concern, any question, anything that comes in your mind, we'll always appreciate it. Before I end, once you complete all these mandatory section, you get the next option. You click there, and then from there you put a digital signature by answering a security question and typing your full name, and then you pay the fee. So because it's a sample video, I'm not going to do that. So thanks for watching, guys.